Honorable President of India, Har Har Mahadev, Har Har Mahadev, Har Har Mahadev. I need the liberty to call you ma'am. You are a motherly figure, but I would address you as ma'am. I was very impressed, ma'am, by your speech the other day when the Honorable Chief Justice of India was present and all the other Chief Justices of India of the Honorable High Court were present in Jharkhand at the opening, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm grateful to you. You have done something which we all wanted, a common man wanted, ma'am. We all wanted this. I'm very happy, ma'am, today. I'm very happy. I'm a common man. A common man. I was a businessman, a very big businessman, ma'am. A very big businessman in 2009. बहुत मेहनत किया, ma'am. My full video will be in a mix of Hindi and English. Wherever I'm confused, ma'am, in speaking, I will change my language, ma'am. I know you understand both the languages. Ma'am, in the background, you may hear my grandsons. I'm a family man. I have a family, son and daughter, and my grandsons. Please, ma'am, so forgive the background noises. Ma'am, I'll come to the point. Ma'am, after you gave this speech, I became very emotional, ma'am. I've been hurt, ma'am. I'm a common man. I've been devastated, ma'am. I've been devastated by the judiciary. By the judiciary, ma'am. 2009, I was a very big man, a big businessman. I had policies of 100 crores, ma'am, of Bajaj Alliance, which is the arm of Bajaj Finserv. At that moment, at that time, Rahul Bajaj, the late Rahul Bajaj, was the chairman, ma'am. Today it is Sanjeev Bajaj. A thorough thug. Ma'am, I may be very emotional today. I have been told a lot of negative things about him. And I would not speak anything illegal language here, ma'am. Ma'am, what happened? I had policies in 2009 of Bajaj Alliance. They issued me 4 policies, ma'am. 4 policies of the same number, ma'am. Same number, which is a fraud, ma'am. Ma'am, it's a fraud. But to hide that or suppress that fraud, they devastated me, ma'am. Now I'll tell you how the judiciary also is involved. Honorable Mr. Chandrachud is also hearing me in the background, ma'am. Ma'am, after the policies were there was a devastating fire in my factory, ma'am. My warehouse and my office, ma'am. What happened, ma'am? I lost 25 crores, ma'am. Though I was a big businessman, I had loans, ma'am. IDBI and Union Bank had given me loans of 18.65 crores, ma'am. And my policies were insured. I mean, my assets were insured, ma'am. They didn't want to give me the money because, ma'am, 4 policies of the same number, how can they give me or how can they sanction? Which policy are they sanctioning, ma'am? This is the problem they had. Hence, what they did, ma'am, they devastated me. How they devastated me, ma'am? I'll give you a short story and then I'll come to the present, ma'am. What is happening? Because I have approached before the Honorable High Court, ma'am, 4 cases, ma'am. 3 cases under section 340. In the cases which are against me, by Union Bank, IDBI and Bajaj Alliance. And the fourth case is a writ petition against Sanjeev Bajaj, ma'am, today chairman of Bajaj Alliance. Ma'am, they repudiated my claim. Why? Because of the four policies, ma'am. Which policy should they give me the claim against? Four policies of the same number, madam. Again, I am remembering or reminding you, four policies of the same number. Whether they should accept and give me the claim against policy A, policy B, policy C or policy D. Four policies. They cannot, ma'am. If they give me against A, the three are fabricated or false. Hence, they repudiated my claim. Now, at that moment, ma'am, IDBI Bank and Bajaj Alliance were channel partners. You give the loan and I'll give the policies. This was the understanding. Ma'am, what happened? As soon as my claim was repudiated, ma'am, the repudiation letter says that Mr. Chabria, me, has submitted false and fabricated documents to Bajaj. Hence, they repudiated my claim. Where are the documents, ma'am? Have they attached? Have they stated in the repudiation? Nothing, ma'am. Nothing, ma'am. Harar Mahadev, ma'am. What happens? IDBI immediately approaches Economic Offence Wing and files a complaint against me for misappropriation of funds. Misappropriation of funds, ma'am. Clean chit after 2 months of investigation. Clean chit, ma'am. IDBI approaches before the learned magistrate under section 156(3) of CRPC that we want a FIR registered against Mr. Chabria. Allowed, ma'am. IDBI suppressed the Economic Offence Wing complaint and the final report before the magistrate. Magistrate allowed. Now what happens? Magistrate gives an order to the police station, Yerwada police station, which is in my jurisdiction, to register an FIR against me. 2 months, 3 months, ma'am, whatever. I'll talk approximately here and not go on dates because it will become very lengthy, ma'am. Nothing was happening. Now what happens, ma'am? Mr. Sharad Pawar. Ma'am, Mr. Sharad Pawar, politician NCP, approaches through one of his people. He doesn't go directly to the police station. FIR register करो. इतना पैसा. मैम घूस दिया. मैम घूस दिया. Bribe दिया. किसको bribe दिया, मैम? To the senior police inspector of Yeroda police station. FIR was registered, ma'am. Ma'am, there is no signature on the FIR of the authorized officer of IDBI Bank on the FIR. Is it valid, ma'am? CGIS in the background. Is it valid, ma'am, the FIR? No, ma'am. I've done law. Not when I was in my early heydays. I've done law since 2015. I have not got a degree, ma'am. But I know CRPC very well. Ma'am, FIR register ho gaya, ma'am. And then he calls in the authorized officer of IDBI Bank, Renu Seth, to his police station. And she gives her statement that yes, misappropriation of funds and Mr. Chabria has given false and fabricated and bogus documents to Bajaj Alliance. Hence, we have been cheated. Ma'am, this is her story. Immediately, the police officer calls in for a statement of Bajaj Alliance. Bajaj Alliance states, yes, that we've received fabricated document. Hence, what happened, ma'am? At that moment, Bajaj Alliance, one of his, whoever, gentlemen, they prepared documents, ma'am, in the police station. Ma'am, fabricated documents were computer pe, they were created. They were created. And one of the police officers goes outside, gets a rubber stamp made, stamps those documents, ma'am, signs those documents, and the police, 17 police personnel, ma'am, come to my residence and they arrest me, my son, my daughter, and my wife, ma'am. And they get me to the police station. And they get a caged van, ma'am. You know what is a caged van? That big van which the government has given them, the state and the center. And the siren is on the society I am living in to make a big hangama, a big noise. And they arrested me and took me. Everybody in my society knew that Kishore is arrested. Ma'am, Harar Mahadev. What happens, ma'am? There, I had an anticipatory bail, ma'am. I had an anticipatory bail. I'm telling him I've got an anticipatory bail. You cannot arrest me. You have to give me 24 hours before arrest. To care with the... I don't care what you have. Ma'am, Harar Mahadev. This is assassination of the judiciary. Who gave me the anticipatory bail? The Sessions Court, ma'am. Ma'am, बहुत पैसा दिया मैम. Sessions Court को नहीं दिया. Police officer को पैसा दिया. Arrest this man under any circumstances. I was produced, ma'am. 24 hours is the time. After arrest, the police officer has to take you to the learned magistrate. Learned magistrate says, I don't care. Ma'am, I don't care if you have a anticipatory bail. You have a financial fraud. इसको arrest करो and 5 days remand, ma'am. I was in jail for 5 days, ma'am. Now the police officer tells me the day of the arrest, give me 5 lakhs. I'll release your daughter and your wife. You and your son have to be in remand. Okay, I'll give you. Let my wife go. Ma'am, this is what the judiciary is done. Assassination of the judiciary by Mr. Sharad Pawar, ma'am. The politician. The Mahan Supremo of NCP, ma'am. Now, investigation in 3 months. Time. And ultimately, ma'am, report under 169B summary, ma'am. Harar Mahadev. Mr. CGI is in the background. B summary, ma'am. B summary means fraud case. Why, ma'am? Means they didn't have anything since inception against me. Hence B summary. Okay. Now, the magistrate, the learned magistrate says, I set this aside, the 169 report, under section 169 of CRPC. I said, proceed with the case. No, ma'am. IDBI doesn't want to proceed, ma'am. Doesn't want to proceed. Why? Paisa diya, ma'am. Everywhere I'll tell you this, ma'am. All the magistrates have been given money by Mr. Sharad Pawar. Ma'am, 3 years the case was stagnant. I have no locus. This is our CRPC, ma'am. अंग्रेज गए छोड़ के गए CRPC. What has happened, ma'am, in so many years? Since 1947, the same CRPC, ma'am. What happened? The accused has got no locus. And this, the lawyer of IDBI comes shouting in court, he has got no locus. I have got no locus and you won't proceed with the case. How long? I went to the Honorable High Court. Honorable High Court was pleased enough to expedite the matter. I was very happy. Thank you. Thank you, CJI of Bombay High Court. After that, ma'am, पैरों के नीचे से जमीन हिल गया, मैम. IDBI, Bajaj, Sharad Pawar ji. They went to High Court, ma'am, before the bench. CJI, Bombay High Court, you should be hearing this. I also appeared. I was party. I filed a petition. Even they filed a petition. My petition was rejected, ma'am. And their petition was allowed for further investigation, ma'am. Why, ma'am? क्या गलती किया है common man ने? Why my petition was rejected? पैसा दिया, ma'am. Now, what is the High Court bench doing, ma'am? They should have just passed an order. I am expediting the matter. Go proceed with the trial. This is the ultimatum. The High Court allowed, ma'am, further investigation. Now we are coming to the main story, ma'am. After further investigation was allowed, Mr. Ashok Kadam, the senior or the PI in Yaroda police station, was present in High Court at that moment. He is the one investigating, ma'am. Below. He asked for an audit, a forensic audit, ma'am. Forensic audit done, completed. On the basis of the forensic audit, charge sheet is filed, ma'am. Ma'am, this is important to hear. All the CGI is important to hear. Charge sheet doesn't state Bajaj Alliance, IDBI, anything what was there in the previous B summary. Now the charge sheet is based on the forensic audit report. The forensic audit report is of 4 pages. Only 3 pages have been submitted to the police station and before the learned magistrate, ma'am. 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4. Where is the 4th page, ma'am? The conclusion is not there, but the charge sheet is made and charges are framed by the learned magistrate, ma'am. Paisa diya, ma'am, means from a B summary, I am charge sheeted, ma'am. I become accused. Now they say charges have been framed. Charges have been framed. What is the charges, ma'am? You will be shocked. I owe 5 crores to sales tax. I owe about approximately 4 point something to income tax. Ma'am, have they given a complaint against me? No, ma'am. There is no complaint against me of cheating by sales tax and income tax. And what is this charge sheet saying? I have not paid, hence I have done a crime, an offense. Ma'am, you got it? Sab suppress kar diya, ma'am. They suppressed everything. The magistrate, ma'am, the forensic report is of only 3 pages. The 4th page is not there. The conclusion page is not there. I am charge sheeted. They wanted me to go to High Court and get this quashed. I said I will not go. I prefer trial. They corrupted all my lawyers, ma'am. Harar Mahadev. All my lawyers. That is the time when I did my CRPC. I studied. I went to Google. I saw all the judgments of Supreme Court, High Court, and I appeared in person before the Honorable or the learned magistrate that I want to be party in person. Ma'am, what happened? Ma'am, everybody was shaken up. But not me. I am son of Mahadev. Ma'am, Harar Mahadev, this is my Shivling. I am son of Mahadev. I tell everybody, I am son of Mahadev. I said I will fight this case. What happened, ma'am? They set up honey traps on me, ma'am. Mr. Sharad Pawar, kingpin of corrupting the magistrates, setting up honey traps, ma'am. Sharad Pawar and Sanjeev Bajaj assaulted my family, ma'am. Assaulted under section 354 of CRPC, ma'am. I will put all A, B under section 354, A, B, C, D, whatever. They assaulted everybody, ma'am. Why, ma'am? Our judiciary, assassination of the judiciary, ma'am. Corrupt judiciary, ma'am, I will say. I am not shaken up. I am not scared, ma'am. I am not to talk all this, ma'am. I have come before you, ma'am, because you are very great the other day. Harar Mahadev, Jai Kamakhya Devi. You did something which nobody else in India till today, since 1947, has done something against the judiciary. Ma'am, common man ko devastate karo. 14 years. My vanvas, ma'am. My exile period was more than Lord Ram. Who's going to pay for all this, ma'am? Charge sheet. And after that, everybody comes into the witness box. One day, the magistrate switched off the light, ma'am. As light nahi hai, I will take it tomorrow. I had 4 orders of the Honorable High Court which were time bound, ma'am. Time bound. 2 months. The learned magistrate goes back to the Honorable High Court by letter. We want 2 months more, we want 6 months more, we want to... What for? The prosecution doesn't want to bring as a witness. If I want to bring in my witness, the learned magistrate, after allowing ma'am, my witnesses, I'll tell you ma'am, who are the witnesses? Governor of RBI, chairman of IRDA, the IO who did the investigation in 2011 when the FIR was made, Mr. Vishwanath Ganwar, and Rahul Bajaj. He allowed, ma'am, it is my rights to get in whoever witness I want before the learned. He allowed, he asked me for an affidavit, file in an affidavit, and then he rejects my application, ma'am. I cannot call any of your witness. And what happened, ma'am? With all this blunder, he acquitted me, that is fine. Acquittal was my right from day one. Now everything has been suppressed, ma'am. Everything. The B summary has been suppressed by the learned magistrate. Why? When the Honorable High Court said further investigation, so both the matters, the first B summary and were clubbed together and were to be heard together, ma'am. Suppress kar diya, ma'am. Har Har Mahadev. An acquittal order, which is a fraud order and a bogus order. Now, ma'am, I approached the Honorable High Court in 4 cases. 4 cases, ma'am, with all this material before the Honorable High Court. And I gave an application that I want to be present, party in person, and I was accepted and I was allowed by the Honorable Registrar there. Now, ma'am, when I did that, there is one case pending there against Sanjeev Bajaj, a writ petition for CBI and ED inquiry, investigation. Ma'am, the day I filed that, and one Mr. Abhishek Goyal has come to my door. Ma'am, I'm very sorry, this is a very long video, but you need to hear it, ma'am. I am exposing the judiciary, ma'am, today. Abhishek Goyal comes to me and he says, we want to settle out of court, what is your demand? My cases are pending with my compensation before the Honorable High Court. 57,500 crores, ma'am. This is what my compensation says there. We are willing to give you double. 58,500. Har Har Mahadev, ma'am. What happened, ma'am? He came in. Now he tells me, ma'am, this is where I am now opening the corruption of the judiciary. He tells me, out of the 58,500, you need to pay 2,000 crores to Mr. Sharad Pawar. Wow, ma'am. Aisa bhi hota hai, ma'am. Why? He needs to pay court number 5. Ma'am, I'm repeating court number 5 because the full world is hearing this video. Court number 5, where I got my acquittal, ma'am. Bogus acquittal. Bogus. I challenged that also in revision. Dismissed. Nobody appeared. IDBI, state, nobody went to High Court in appeal. Means now that has become absolute, ma'am. The bogus order. Now that order is killing everybody. Especially Bajaj and IDBI, Income Tax, Sales Tax Department, and lot of other police personnel, ma'am. Now all this has been stated before the Honorable High Court. Now Abhishek Goyal, he tells me, ma'am, that 2,000 crores have to be paid to Mr. Sharad Pawar. What for? I asked him, what for? He has to corrupt and bribe all the judges. Ma'am, he has to corrupt and bribe all the judges to withdraw all the cases out now. So, ma'am, what has happened then? Mr. Sharad Pawar has corrupted all the judges prior since 2011 or 2010 in my cases. Ma'am, DRT 2010 has been filed the case. Till today there is no order, ma'am. Till today. And they cannot close it. There cannot be a judgment in DRT, ma'am. What wrong have I done, ma'am? I was a businessman, a common man. Honey traps, ma'am. The girl selected by, I'll name her here, ma'am. I'm not ashamed. Anjali Gilorkar was parked or placed or sent to me in my office to take care of me, ma'am. Whenever I'm going to court, ma'am, in court number 5, She's smiling at the learned magistrate and the learned magistrate is smiling at her, ma'am. Harar Mahadev, ma'am. What does that send? What? What is it sending? Something. Why are they smiling at each other, ma'am? Does she know him? It's part of investigation. Does the learned magistrate knows Anjali Gilorkar? Is part of investigation. What is the connection, ma'am? And Anjali Gilorkar is a professional escort. Ma'am, a professional escort. I'm very sorry, Harar Mahadev. A professional. I don't want to go further than that. What is that woman doing in my office, ma'am, sent by Sharad Pawar, and she is smiling at the learned magistrate, ma'am? It sends a lot of things, ma'am. I am, trying to dilute my language. This is not happening, man. I am accused in that court. I am not yet acquitted. There is no rahm to an accused. Nobody treats an accused very well. I was made to stand in a corner, ma'am. And the constables around in the court used to treat me like I am some kind of a terrorist, ma'am. And the judge, the learned man, was smiling at Anjali Gilorkar, ma'am. Harar Mahadev, ma'am. What are you sending? You all are sending something. Ma'am, this is what has happened in my case. Now he is willing to pay me 58,500. I need to give 2,000 crores to Sharad Pawar. What for? Now, he has assaulted my family. Ma'am, under section 354. It is pending before the Honorable High Court. What happens with all this, ma'am? What will I do with that 58,500? I'm Mahadev ka Bhagat. I don't need money, ma'am. I'm an Aghori. After this, in this 14 years, I've lived a life of a pauper, ma'am. No money. I don't have my own house. This is not my own house where I am, ma'am. It's a rented house. They took over my properties, ma'am. The banks. Why they took over my properties? No order, ma'am, of the court, any court. No district collector. No Surface Act order. And they come in with the police personnel and they take over the property, ma'am. Why? Sharad Pawar, both paisa khilaya, ma'am. So what has happened, ma'am, in my case? Sharad Pawar has corrupted all the judges. Now, what do I do, ma'am, after this? My 4 cases pending in the Honorable High Court. I am shaken up, ma'am. What will Sharad Pawar do? Bribe them? Mr. Chandrachud, CJI, Honorable CJI, what do I do? Tell me. Will I be heard? Will I get justice? I don't think. So what should I do? I will be going to the CBI office very soon, ma'am, to file my complaint with CBI against Sharad Pawar, Abhishek Goyal. Corruption of the judges, honey traps, assault of my family. Harar Mahadev. Now, ma'am, it's a long video. I'm sorry. I'll conclude. I'll go with my complaint to the CBI, ma'am. Courts are opening on Monday.